Hello, hello. Just hang out here for a second. Gonna have a chance to go live during my lunchtime again, so I thought I'd do another exhibition game for our Howie Shanks Bingo League. I finally selected a ballpark for myself and changed my team name from Albuquerque to Detroit because I'm gonna be using Tiger Stadium in '76 and downloaded a new photo for that ballpark image. I want to use that in the game, so looking forward. It just came from MV's broadcast. Caught the tail end of that in his Out of the Park 24. So wondering if any MV or Big Clue hop on. We'll give it a little time. But we're getting a little bit closer. I've had a couple teams. I know. Try to see what we've got going on here. I know World's Worst Gamer switched his Crosley Field to 1941. So we've got that on the file, and I've been going through and cleaning up some of the player notes that didn't transfer over when we imported some of the players and adding in some nicknames. I'll get to this team. I think I just did World's Worst Gamers team right here. Added in known nicknames for these players. So we take a look at that. We can see now I've got like Snake for Jake Arrieta, Big Sam for Sam Thompson. So any known nicknames have been added, and I'm cleaning up some of those areas on the player card before we start. So that's been good. And I did post in our Discord and that little Excel list that shows the team owner, the team name and nickname, and then any ballpark and year they have assigned. So if it's blank and anybody's watching this, feel free to fill that in. Or if there's an error, let me know and I can make those changes. So what I've done is brought in, so I think today I might take the Sarnia Sluggers, who's World's Worst Gamer team, and take my team against that. And I want to set up an exhibition here. Let me look at my ballparks first. I'm going to be using Briggs Tiger. And I have a normal photo there. I've got a default, and I'm going to go with my alternate um, right here for Briggs. So let's see how this works in the game. Interested to see this. I've been trying to get some better ballpark images and things like that. So let me grab my team as the home team. We will take World's Worst Gamer, which is the Sarnia Sluggers right here. Set this in the middle of June, and let's go. Park image. I want to go with the alternate. I can see my park factors are showing, which is great. Let's take a look at Sarnia. They're going to want to start you daily. Let me see who I might want to face here. Who's he got as a great starting pitcher? You know what? Let's try Jake Arrieta. Look at the whip on that. It's probably one of his best pitchers. So let's put Jake the Snake in. View this. It's going to want Bob Gibson pitching for me. And let me try that. I'm going to think I'm going to go with Bob Gibson. Harry Stovey in right field. I don't care for that. Let me load lineup versus one. There it is. I'm going to go with that one. There's his. We'll just let the computer roll with that. It's got probably move Boog Powell around. I mean, Batista, Boone, Ryan, Batty. Um, and I'll make sure to change his pitcher back to Jake Arrieta. So we've got that. So here's the world's worst gamer. Let me take a look at his lineup. He's going to be facing a righty. So I think we definitely want Pujols. Might drop Pujols in at first. He's got Jimmy Fox on this team as well. I'm going to put Fox in at third base just to get the bats in this lineup for him. And he's got Bautista. So that looks good. So Sam Thompson, great hitter. I think I'm going to go with this lineup right here. Pujols fifth, Fox fourth. So let's take it from here. He's got a great hitting team here. We've got Stan the Man Musial on the bench. We got Roy White in. Let's put Stan the Man in left field. So he looks like he's got some options. It's the first time I've really dug into World's Worst Gamers team. So he's got a lot of options here. He's got Fred Lynn in center field. Who can we else we put in center field? We've got Spotswood Poles, but we'll go with this for now. Gibson against Arrieta. And let's go.
Play ball!
So this is a new picture of Tiger Stadium I'm trying out today in gameplay, see how it works when I do this quick exhibition. So let me change preferences, and I'll put Sarnia as computer controlled. I'm anxious to see how my team plays here with Gibson on the mound. So up first is Cupid Childs. And Gibson gets a strikeout. Gibson, a tough pitcher. Again, with this league, when we drafted, for anybody that's going to watch this later, we had a great idea from Todd B where we just selected the year, a random year popped up, and when it was your turn, they threw a year at you, and you had to pick a player from that year. So in the Bob Gibson case, I got 1968, and I went for Bob Gibson and grabbed him. Once a year came up 3 times total in the draft, we removed it from possibility. And we did limit ourselves that you could only draft 5 Hall of Famers on your team. Then we added 2 special rounds where we brought in Negro League players, which didn't count against that Hall of Fame cap. So it's turned out to be a really fun all-time greats approach. So we're getting ready to kick this league off. We've got a schedule built. We've got player photos done. Now we're just finalizing team names, ballpark images, all that good stuff. So here's Stan the Man to step in. And something just happened. What did I do? Let me go kick this game back open. Let me resume a game. This one should be at Detroit. Sarnia at Detroit. Yep, let's go to that, see where we're at. Get this over to the image I want. I'm trying this new image out. Looks good. And here's the pitch to Musial, who sends a single out in the left field. Got Albert Bell that I picked up late in the round, so I'm pretty happy with my team as far as their defensive ability and ability to hit. Oh, we've got somebody injured, so Stan the Man tweaked a hamstring and is out for the day. So, who will we bring in to play left field? How about George Foster? So here we go. Gibson, not a great hold rating, being the power pitcher that he is. This is a line out to Charlie Smith in right field, Chino Smith, and doubles up Foster off first. So we've got out of that with some out any damage. So here's Jake Arrieta on the mound. You can see Pujols. They're in at the corners. I guess they're playing Willie Wilson, who's quite a good bunter. Oh, missing left fielder. So let's get Foster in left field for the injury and keep moving along. So here's the pitch to Wilson. Ground ball to Fox at third, over to Pujols for the out. So Fox definitely not in there for his defensive range at third, definitely in for his bat. When it comes to replacements, we've got some options here. We've got Buck Weaver and Ray Boone that could come into play defensively. So here's the pitch from Arrieta to Chino Smith. Lines this to Sam Thompson and right. Ooh, looks like it took a short hop and it falls in for a base hit. So I got Roger Hornsby batting second. Try a hit and run here. Oh, and throw Smith out. Getting a little aggressive there. Hornsby with a strikeout, and we've got Jimmy Fox, the beast, up at the plate. So Gibson's going to face some power here with Fox, Pujols, and Bautista. And he strikes out. Here's Albert Pujols. This would be the 2006 Albert Pujols that's in this draft league. Here's the pitch. Pujols grounds to Beltre. Beltre makes a poor play and doesn't get the throw there in time. So Pujols will be aboard. Let me throw over here and see if we can keep him close. Reduce that a little bit. Here's the pitch to Bautista. Bautista sends this one high out to left field. It's like Bell will make the play for the out. And we have two away. Here's Fred Lynn, the center fielder. Lynn sends this out to right. Chino Smith may have it. And he puts it away for the third out. And after 1.5, it's a 0-0 ball game. So here's the big clue. We do have a big clue in our league. And what's interesting is I got to draft the real big clue. So I've got big clue here, the 1954 version, which is a really great year. And I'm glad I've got him on my team. So see if we can do some damage with the power I have. He sends this out to right field, but Thompson will make the catch. Take a look at the ballpark factors. So if we look at the park, probably have to go to a different version. Let's go take a look at our general options here. And you can see right here for Briggs Tiger Stadium, I'm getting a 44% boost in right field home runs in this park. Almost dead even on left-handed. But you can see triples also during this year is getting a boost. My right-handed batters should be 77% bumped up. Hey, MV, just showing ballpark factors because what I'm doing, MV, is playing a game. I've moved my team to Detroit, changed the name to the Detroit Coyotes. I'm trying out a new image for the ballpark that I like, and I'm taking on World's Worst Gamer. So I've got World's Worst Gamers team here, which is the Sarnia Sluggers, trying that out. And I'm just showing here that I've set my team into 1976 Tiger Stadium because I like these factors. I've got a right-handed power on my team. This gives them a little bump in home runs. And then my triples really get increased using this year. So, yeah, glad you like it. I mean, this is a brand new image that I just doctored up to try out yesterday. So let's get back to the game here. I got Willie Mays up at bat. No score yet. So Mays sends this out to Lynn. It's got great range. And, makes a catch. MV is teasing me because he's got Sammy Sosa, and he and I might be playing some grudge matches throughout this draft season. So here's Albert Bell. I was really pleased to pick him up in our last 5 rounds that we picked. So we have 30-man rosters where we're going to just declare any 25 active at any time. But, yeah, this was a really good pick, the 1995 Albert Bell. And he strikes out. So we've been through 2, 0-0 game. Bob Gibson on the mound going against Jake Arrieta. Here is Jimmy Ryan playing shortstop. Ryan sends this ball out to Chino Smith. Looks like he's going to track it down, and we have an out. Earl Batty up, and it looks like Gibson nails Batty with the pitch. Throwing inside, Gibson known to brush the batter back, so Cupid Child steps up. He's a 10 rated bunt. I'm going to just bring him in at third here. And he lines a single out into right field. So we got two aboard with just one away. And here's George Foster, who came in the first inning for the injured left fielder. I don't remember who the heck got injured out there, but Foster was able to come in and play. Big year. This is 77 Foster, that big year he had. And he lines this ball out to Bell. Straight at him, makes the catch. So we've got, oh no, I've got an option. Do I dive for the out or keep it in front of me? I'm going to dive. Turns out that wasn't a smart play because he gets a base hit. So I got bases loaded. Maybe we can get a double play ball out of Sam Thompson here. Gibson sends this one out. Looks like it's going to have a tag-up situation. Bell's got this one deep. It's going to make the catch. See if there's a throw. There isn't, and we've got the first run of the game. So here's Jimmy Fox, who I've got playing third base. Great year here for Fox as well. See which Fox year he's using. It would be 1934. Here's the pitch, and Fox sends this one deep to left. Bell's headed over to see if he can make the catch, and he tracks it down. So after 2.5, it's a 1-0 Sarnia lead. Here's Buster Posey. Steps in, puts it on the ground to Cupid Childs, who makes an easy play. Got one away. So here's Adrian Beltre, my third baseman. Deep out to center field. Lynn tracks it down. Lynn's got that gold glove range out there. Here's my shortstop, Miguel Tejada. And he walks. So we got runner aboard here. And Willie Wilson. I've got Willie playing left field. Well, I'm sorry, not left field, but he's my DH in here against right-handers because, you know, he's got a decent on-base percentage, a little bit of stolen base ability. And he strikes out. So after 3, still 1-0. So here we come facing Pujols again that singled his last time up. And he singles again. So Gibson giving up some hits today. Here's Jose Bautista, who's the DH. Puts this on the ground. Can we get 2? Tejada only plays to first, and Pujols will take second. Here's the pitch to Lynn. Lynn drives a single in. This is probably going to get a run home, and it does as Lynn scraps his way into second base, and we are down 2-0 now with Jimmy Ryan at the plate. So Gibson's not looking great, but he is Bob Gibson, so we'll give him some time to settle down. Batty sends this one out to right field, and it looks like Chino Smith will make that catch. So here we go. Our chance to see if we can get some damage here. This was one of my Negro League draft pick that I really loved. It added a left-handed bat, which I don't have a lot of on my team. These were based off of a Negro League file that I've been working on that take their best 3 years throughout their history and kind of average them into one line and then neutralize those towards a major league equivalency. So that's the file we use for this. I ended up picking up Charlie Smith, and I think I have Bill Monroe as a backup infielder. So Charlie is starting in right field for me. He hits this one out to Lynn. Lynn looks like he tracks it down and makes the out. Roger Hornsby is my first pick in the draft. The first year I got was 1929, so I have the 1929 Hornsby. Pleasantly surprised that he's rated a 7 at second base, along with his good power hitting. Hornsby puts it on the ground. Ryan makes the play to Pujols for 2 away. Big Clue, the real Big Clue. Not the imposter we know and love in this draft league, but the real Big Clue on my team. Here's the pitch on the ground. Cupid Childs makes the play, and that's 3 away. So again, through 4, 2-0. Only 1 hit for my club. So let's see if Gibson can lock down these batters a little bit. Child sends this one out to Willie Mays, who makes the catch. I have to say, I think Mays might have been my second or third pick. I got 1962 version of Willie Mays. Super happy to have this outfield. Oh, Big Clue's here. Welcome, Big Clue. This is I was just talking about how the real Big Clue is on my team, and this is the other Big Clue, or known as our draft league imposter. So here's the pitch. I'm taking on World's Worst Gamers team, and I'm trying out a new photo because I've chosen Tiger Stadium 1976 for my club, changed the name from Albuquerque to Detroit. So I thought I'd try this new park out and have a little fun with it. And I'm pitching Gibson against Jake Arrieta, and as you can see, I am behind. So hopefully Gibson settles down. Here's Sam Thompson. Jimmy the Beast Fox on deck. Hornsby looks like he's going to try to get over and track this down before it heads out into the stands. I don't know if he'll make it, and it just gets into the stands. So, and Thompson strikes out. So Gibson settling down a little with this 2-0 game, and here comes Willie Mays. I've got Mays, Bell, and Posey due up. And there we go, a strikeout. So I'll share with you, Clue, since you're here. One of the reasons I chose this year is 76 Tiger Stadium right here. You can see I do have some right-handed power. They get a little bit of help. MV seems to think that might help his Sammy Sosa when they visit Detroit, but we'll see. And I'm getting a little bit of help on my both right and left-handed triples here. But I'm going with 76 so far. And here's Albert Bell. Sends this ball out to deep left center field, and it is gone. And right when I highlight my ballpark advantages for my right-handed power, it pays off immediately. 375-foot shot gets into left center. So climbing back in, only down 1 now, and here's Buster Posey, who grounded out his first time up. Posey sends this one down the line. Fair ball up against the wall. Posey should be stretching for second. He makes it, and I've got a 47% chance for a triple. I do not want to make him out at third. Let's keep him right there. And here we go. Adrian Beltre up. And he puts it on the ground. Should move the runner over to third. Childs makes the play, and we've got 2 away with Posey on third. And Miguel Tejada at the plate, the number 9 hitter. A decent number 9 hitter, I should say, and a 10 in the field. So pretty happy with picking up Tejada. I'm not a huge fan of Tejada or Beltre per se, but I mean, I couldn't pass him up when I had a chance to get some quality fielding and hitting second and third baseman. So here's Tejada, steps in, and he sends it. Ooh, Arrieta with the 10 Gold Glove range at pitcher makes the play to end the inning. So it's 2-1 after 5. So here's Jimmy Fox. I made a decision, so you'll know, Big Clue, when I set this lineup up, to put Fox in at third base, because we've got Pujols at first, Batista at DH, and giving up a little range at third base compared to Buck Weaver, but definitely World's Worst Gamer has some bats. And I realized what it was. Stan Musial started the game in left field. George Foster replaced him in the first inning when Musial got a hit and pulled a hamstring going to first. So this team definitely has some power options. So here's the pitch to Fox, and he sends this one out to left field. Bell looks like he's tracking it down and makes the catch on the warning track for the first out. So here's Albert Pujols. Sends another ball out left field. Albert Bell puts it away for 2 outs here in the 6th inning. So Jose Bautista at the plate puts it on the ground. Tejada looks like he may have the play, gets the throw to Kluszewski in time, ends the inning. So after 5.5, still 2-1. Yeah, it's a big clue in MV. I think the three of us are like ready to roll, ready to roll. I posted in Discord, if you haven't seen it, in the Howie Shanks channel, the current status as I know it of all of the owners, team, city name, nickname, and the ballpark and year, and just waiting for anybody to fill in the blanks or let me know if there's any changes to that. So if not, I guess we could always just go with neutral park and all that. Yeah, you bet, MV. That manager thing's great. So if whether we take it a week at a time or whatever, if you make all those tendencies and just export it and post it, where me or Beatles or whoever can just throw it in the file and make sure it's got the most up-to-date lineup and how you want to play your staff and all that. If some people don't care and they want the computer to do everything for them, that's an option. But if somebody wants to have those micro level involvement, then it affords both the option. So here's Willie Wilson, who I've got at DH today. You can see some of the folks I've got on the bench that I could have played in his place. I've got some outfield backup help with Bob Johnson and Bob Musel. I also have the option of Dick Allen, who against lefties is my DH. So I can bring Allen into play DH if I want a little bit more power, but I'm trying Willie Wilson as a true leadoff hitter. Have a little bit of speed on the base paths. Here's the pitch to Wilson. They're in looking for bunt, and he sends this one up the middle. Oh! Looks like he is able with his speed to stretch that into a double. So that's paid off very well. Thank you for the compliment, Big Clue. If anybody has noticed these cards, I made these special just for our league, so we have all of those done. There's at least a minimum of one, probably 2 to 3 or 4 in some cases, photo options in case people don't like the standard ones. I just put the extension, Jake _ Arrieta, and then 2, 3, 4, whatever. So when you're going through your rosters, feel free if you want to use a different photo, you can. So here's the pitch. Smith sends this one out to left field. We got George Foster playing left field, and guess what? Looks like an opposite field shot for Chino Smith, and now my team is pulled ahead by 1 run here with a long shot, a 357-footer right down the line. And we got a 3-2 ball game. I got Hornsby up, no out here in the bottom of the 6th. Jake Arrieta puts it, pitch to Hornsby, puts it on the ground. Fox, ooh, and here we go. Fox is only a 4. He's in for his bat, and he doesn't quite make that play. Hornsby aboard with an infield hit. Ted Kluszewski walks. So Arrieta's been pitching a great game. Looked like he might be in trouble. Arrieta looks like his estimated pitch count is probably around 115. It won't be too long before he gets there. See what the computer manager does. Batty comes out for a discussion, and we got a base hit. And Hornsby looks like he will hold at third base, and we've got him loaded up with no out. Arrieta at 100 pitches. Albert Bell puts it on the ground. They weren't playing in. Looks like they're going to concede the run and try to get 2, and they won't be able to make the play. Run scores, and they get the out. So we're down to Buster Posey here, and he strikes out. So Arrieta is getting closer to that. It's like they're going to keep him in. Here's Beltre trying to add to the lead. Looks like Arrieta's coming over to cover. They got 2 10-rated fielders right there, and that gets them out of the inning. So 3 runs. Pretty happy with that. We've got a 4-2 ball game. And I have to say, I've only done a handful of these exhibition games, but they've all been a blast. So I'm actually just having a fun with the way this league's set up. What I found is I want to maybe once a day take a new team and just play the game, maybe go live this week if I've got a chance during my lunch and that, and just try to maybe take my team against a team I haven't played yet. So I think I got acquainted with Sports Time Machines Salt Lake Beach yesterday. I'm pretty familiar with Big Clue's team, and team out of West Virginia, the MV's team. So today, world's worst. The next one I want to probably play tomorrow might be Ken Castro's team. He's got the Ocean State Sweet Clams. I'd like to take a look at that team in action. So here's the pitch from Gibson. Oh, and we got the catch from Bell. Big Clue saying he just found out his favorite player wasn't Clue, but Frank Robinson. I love it. You know, Big Clue, I got to tell you, 1962, when I decided to take Mays, I almost took Frank Robinson because it was a huge year for him. And it was debating between those two. And I kept thinking, well, maybe I'll get another Frank Robinson year and I could get a left fielder like him. And it just never came to be. So I got stuck with Albert Bell. Here's Gibson pitching to Ryan. Ryan puts it on the ground. Gibson, this is probably one of the few games that you'll actually see 2 10-rated fielders at pitcher. Doesn't happen very often. I don't know how many 10-rated pitchers we have, but today Arrieta is a 10 and Gibson a 10. So here's Earl Batty with 2 out. Gibson's kind of settled in now. See, he can go a lot deeper. He's got 30 more estimated pitches he can throw per game than Arrieta, different era. And Earl Batty draws the walk. So here's Cupid Childs, 338 hitter, lefty. Let's just take a look at what options Sarnia has when they go to pinch hit. And they've got Boog Powell, big hitter, on the bench. See what else they've got around here. They've got Hank Sauer, Rico Cardi. I mean, that's a great bat. 366, Ed Delahanty. So a lot of good options. And let's take a look at switch hitters they've got. So he's got a lot of options here with Poles, Roy White. And here we go. Here is the pitch. Oh, Posey's coming out to talk to Gibson. And we've got, yeah, he didn't MV. Bob got hit a little early, but he settled in. So it looks like Mays should corral this. Makes the catch. And we are at the 7th inning stretch. So let's let the music play. Miguel Tejada coming up. So we've got the bottom of the order, Tejada, Willie Wilson, and Chino Smith. Interesting that they've got Arrieta in. I guess they're going to milk all that EPC out of him. They got 6 more pitches to hit it. Let's see how the computer manages this staff. So Tejada sends one out to Lynn. Lynn's made quite a few catches out there today, and he puts that away. Gold Glove year for Lynn out in center field. Here's Willie Wilson stepping in. He had a hit last time up, and he sends this one right past Childs into right field. So he's got 2 hits on the day. And here comes Chino Smith to put that opposite field home run into the stands. And we're throwing over here for Arrieta. Smith strikes out. So now we see Arrieta in the red. And Hornsby up. I hate seeing somebody red, and it makes me wonder if the computer's going to do something about that. Or I'll do something about it and override it, because there's just no... Once he's red, if we have the tendency set right, somebody would pull that guy. There's no way World's Worst would keep this guy in the pitch with 2 on, down 2 at his perceived pitching limit. So, who do we have here? Let's look at starters too. If I'm in good faith looking at who he's got to face on my team, I've got a lot of righties. So does he have any righties that can really limit hits? Roberto Hernandez, more of a closer. He's got Dibble. He's got a starting pitcher here. Doesn't he have a middle relief person? Maybe it's time to bring in Roberto Hernandez. So I'm going to bring him in. And we've got Dibble as a backup. How many pitches can a true closer throw? Well, he can go up to 30, so let's see. Hernandez was pitcher back in the 90s, I'm pretty sure. So he might get a few more pitches in it. Modern, yeah, 1992 is his base year, so If you're watching this game later, World's Worst, I wasn't going to let your red Jake Arrieta do more damage. So here's Hornsby up, 2 out. And he sends this to Ryan and makes the play. So Hernandez did his job there. And we've got a 4-2 game. Gibson's still on the mound. Again, George Foster's didn't start this game. Stan Musial was batting second, playing left field, and pulled a hamstring, headed into first. And so I had to replace him with George Foster. So big year for Foster here. And he draws a leadoff walk. And you know what? Big clue and all that. So many, how the differences that we make and then the matchups and who starts who versus who can really determine big swings in the overall league makeup, right? And the wins and losses. I agree with that. There's so many different options with these teams as to how you massage the lineups based on the need. So here's Sam Thompson, left-handed batter, playing right field today. He sends this one out to right field. Geno Smith tracking this one down. Great range out there, makes the catch. Geno was a great pickup that I had. I needed a left-handed bat. He's got great average, he's got power, and he's got a 10 range. So it really made me feel good about my outfield. The other thing I was happy with is I had no idea 1995 Bell would be rated that high as a 7. So I feel like with him out there, I'm still a little above average. I'm not giving up. When I look at my team right here, I'm not giving up really anything as far as fielding rating. So here's Fox. What has Fox done? He's struck out and flown out twice. See if Gibson can keep. He does. Ground ball to Tejada. Could this be 2? Over to Hornsby, makes the pivot, and they get him. So great play defensively. 4-2 after 7.5, and we're going to the bottom of the 8th to see if we can add on some extra damage here. Big Clues walked once today. Get on base. He sends this one out to right field. Thompson makes the catch. Willie Mays up. What's Mays done? Well, he lined a single his last time up, so he's 1 for 3 on the day. Here's the pitch, and Mays draws the walk. So we got Mays on board. Hernandez, not much of a hold rating. Split Bell's hit away. Sends this one out into left field, and looks like Foster makes the catch. Mays tags, stays at first. We got 2 away. Buster Posey up. So you see what options I've got with Posey, who's a great hitter, but do we get, maybe I could bring in Ivy Wingo if I've got a little better option versus righties. So I got Pete Browning, a little bit better. Let me bring in Pete Browning as a pinch hitter. See if we can, always nice to be able to try to add another run. Thought about hitting and running with his rating, but got somebody thrown out earlier. So it looks like we've got a high fly ball. Ryan's camped under it, and he makes the catch. So basically, came in with that batter, but I have on my team Ivy Wingo, who's an 8 with a 9 arm as a defensive replacement. So he will be in the catch, and Pujols steps up. Has 2 singles and flown out his last at bat. Pujols sends this one down the left field line. Please stay in the park, I beg you, and Albert Bell tracks it down. A little scary when the other team's right-handed batters coming up. MV, I do not have many lefties at all. So let's take a look at the Detroit roster. We can look at my roster right here. You can see, if we look at batting, I have 3 switch hitters. One of them's a pitcher. But if we scroll down, I've really only got 4 true left-handers, right? 2 of them start. George Gore, I don't know if he'll even make my, I'm going to have 5 of my 30 not be active when we start the league. He might start off on the inactive, and then Ivy Wingo at catcher. So yeah, I don't have a ton of options there. The cool thing though is I have people, we look at my righties. Let's look at OPS versus righties. Here's what I like. I've got Bell, whose OPS even against righties is great. Hornsby's is great. Dick Allen is better against righties than lefties. So I don't feel like with some of those that I would need to have a platoon situation. So I'm lucky that they can still hold their own against a right-handed pitcher. So that helps my team. Here is Bautista stepping up. Gibson, he could still go deeper. Haven't seen any signs of issues. He's
Strike
settled in
three.
quite nicely. He gave up
Beyond.
some runs back in the third and fourth inning. Here's Fred Lynn. Sends this one in the infield. It's like a slow high fly ball to Tejada, who makes the catch. And Gibson goes the distance. So let's take a look. And I might have some, I'm taking a peek here at what I've got going on here. We got done with this pretty quickly. So what I may do is I think I've got time if those of you are here, if you're okay with it, Big Clue, or if we need to throw another exhibition game out. So let's take a look here. Look at our batting numbers. Yeah, Gibson did a decent job. He gave up 6 hits, got into trouble, was down 2-0 early, but the bats for Detroit came back. Had 2 home runs on the day. Geno Smith hit one, and Albert Bell. Pitching, Arrieta pitched pretty good up until he got into that 6th inning. And look at this. Interestingly enough, he had plus plus stuff on the day, and Hernandez did a really outstanding job in relief with plus stuff. Gibson was just his standard self. Looks like his estimated pitch count was 145, but this number shows that it's kind of hidden in the game. He could have actually gone 151, but he pitched a great game, right? 6 hit, 2 earned run. He got the win. Struck out 6. Miscellaneous stuff. Injury, Musial, day only, pulled his hamstring going into first. Fun, nice little recap. So here we go. Now, let's try something else. I might go at Big Clue. Let's see what I've got here. I might try a Big Clue. I'm going to go on the road since I've got Big Clue here. Always forget they're the Spiders. Let's go to September, 5th. We'll make it a Labor Day game here. He is in Shibe Park. Let's play a little bit around with the picture I have for Shibe Park, see how this one works out. Got a few different ones. Let me try this alternate one. Just seems a little bit different shading or something like that. And I have a night one. So let's go, let's try out this park. I am going to set up Big Clue's team like I was managing it. And he's going to be forced to watch me. I know Beatles has the patience sometimes to say, hey, send me your lineup. Guess what, Big Clue? I'm going to pretend I'm managing your team. You're out sick, unfortunately. Don't wish anything bad. Maybe you took a day off. You're at the beach. Let's set these up with what the computer says as a starting point. And yeah, I see. I watched Noodles Hahn the other day pitch. I've seen Seacott pitch. I'm trying to think who else we've got whip-wise starters. Oh, here's the guy. I want to see Russ Ford, right-handed pitcher. I'm going to come in with, I've already seen Gibson. I don't know if I've seen, you know what? I'm going to bring Dwight Gooden in. No, I'm going to pitch Koufax. So let's go back and look at this. Let's load the lineup versus lefties. Let's see what he's got. Lajoie's a great leadoff hitter. I think last time I played Clue, Lajoie led the game off with a home run. Let me take a look at his OPS versus left since he's facing. Oh yeah, Bonds. Dale Alexander. Where could we get him in the game versus a lefty? Oh, I don't like what Pete Reiser's doing. So Pete Reiser's way down that list. So I'm going to get Reiser out. I'm going to put Speaker at center field, and Dale Alexander needs to be the DH. And I need to swap those out. I'd actually probably lead off Speaker and put Lajoie second. Got Bonds. I've got Herman in there. We've got Bando. Those are all good numbers. Um, Bill Joyce, a lefty on lefty. I like this right here. What do we got at second base? Bonds, Herman fourth. Herman's been a monster. Batters. Monty Irvin's a beast too. He's a righty. Camille at first. Let's see what I got at first base. I'm putting too much thought into this like I'm actually managing your team. So what do I want to do with Camille? Yeah, Camille's, can I get another first baseman? Man, maybe I put Alexander at first. And Fred Dunlap. Camille can take a, I'm going to put him at first. I'm going to bring Fred Dunlap, who's high in here, and put him at DH. What's Dunlap look like here? Oh my gosh, he's batting 412. No RBIs. What the heck is going on with that? We're going to have to look at the year we brought him in from, 1884. Maybe they didn't track RBIs. You keep me honest on there, Clue. 160 runs. Okay, so we got Dunlap. We're going to have him in the game, but I like this lineup. Bonds third, Herman fourth, Alexander. Who knows? We'll put Dunlap DH with that kind of give you some pop down at the end of it. I'm going to roll with this right here. We're going to view my team. I think I might change this up. I got Willie Wilson that worked out pretty good, but I might just move Hornsby. I'm going to bring in this guy. Where's my guy? I'm going to bring Dick Allen in for Wilson, put him in the DH spot. Now I got to figure out who's going to bat where. So put Hornsby second, Mays, Klazuski, Dick Allen, Bell, Posey, Belcher. I like this. Let's have some fun. All right. Yeah, I know, Big Clue. I just bumped him up around. So let's see. Charlie Chino Smith, my leadoff hitter. So my big thing here versus righties is how, Allen's great versus righties. Do I keep the pop or do I bring in Willie Wilson for a little bit of speed? So it's really one of the only options I have. So
Play ball.
let's take a look at this. A little bit big picture. So I'm going to change the layout. I'm going to say playing field photos. Let's make them smaller and let's bump this one up. There we go. I'm liking the look of that. So here's what I've got set to use for Shibe. So let's go with it. Let's put Big Clue's team on computer mode and let's have some fun. Here's Chino Smith, and right away Russ Ford with the strikeout. So Russ Ford could end up being a menace to me. Here's Hornsby, singles up the middle, so he's aboard. Mays steps up, so he's batting third for me. Sends this ball to Irvin, who makes the catch. So Irvin, the Negro League version of him, if we take a look at him, this is a pickup that is, for Big Clue, is great. Because let's look at this. Here's the fielding options you've got. You can play him just about anywhere except catcher and first. Great, he's average in the outfield. He's really good at shortstop. And then on the batting side of things, he's got some power and some pop. So it's a real good pickup. Here's Big Clue facing Ford. Clue sends this one out to that right field area, and Herman back makes the catch. So Herman, not a great fielder. Let's take a look at Herman out here. His fielding, played right field. His not a lot of range out there. He's got a good arm. but he's just not going to make any spectacular plays. So he will more than make up for it um, at the bat in his hand. So let's go from that. I will. I'm just realizing now I'm being pulled another direction. So I hate to um, have to cut this short, but I'm going to have to here in about 30 seconds. Unexpected thing I've got to go tend to. So you know what? Let's do this so I don't leave this hanging. Let's just let it go computer to computer and see what would have happened. I'll come back maybe later this evening or afternoon and do another broadcast or exhibition. But what would have happened? Oh, look, I win a 4-3 game. And what do we have on the recap? Let's go to this recap. Kofat goes the distance. Russ Ford goes the distance. See what these two did. Turns out we had a great pitcher's duel. So it must have been an unearned run that my team scored on, but that looks like a hell of a duel. That unfortunately, because I got a work arrangement I have to go deal with, um, I'm gonna have to cut this short. But great game here. Stay tuned. I like the fact that Envy's doing some of these games I can watch. I'm going to be back hopefully later, if not tomorrow, and try to do some more of these as I'm getting anxious to get this league rolling. And those of you that watch that haven't given us your info in this league over on the channel and Discord, please fill in the gaps, right? Team name, all that good stuff. So we will see you down the road.